today is the beginning of our planting season, and we're going to get our veg planted, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to make a start. Right, so we've got our whole biscuit box here full of all of last year's seeds that we've been collecting. And so first one, we're going to do some beans, aren't we? Some broad beans. So those you can sow direct into the ground, which is really easy to do. But we'll do them in the garden, yeah. And we'll start some off in pots as well, won't we? We're going to see which ones work best so we can decide for next year. So that's our broad beans. You put those? Do you want to put them in a pile over there? And we've got some early peas we might do a few of, just to see if we've got a nice early crop of those. You like peas, don't you?
Yeah.
They don't normally make it into the kitchen though, because they're eaten in the garden. Runner beans and French beans, they're for later in the season. And what I've got here is a little cheap pound shop sort of photo album, just a 6x4 postcard size. Really good way of just keeping seed packets in there, and also on the inside cover make a note of what we're planting when.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to plant some basil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the, we made a bit of a list we went through yesterday, didn't we? So we've got some basil and chives. We're going to start off inside. We've got a bay window upstairs, which we're going to try and use, you know, for February, March. It's in a spare room as well. So we'll put a little table there and start some seed trays off. We're going to get some spring onions in as well, see if we can get some of those going. But mainly it's going to be herbs. You put those there. And then, of course, the onions that we planted before Christmas, they're out there and they're doing well. And we've harvested the remainder of the leeks. So the one thing we're going to do today outside is the shallots. So we're going to plant a few broad beans, a couple of rows of broad beans out there direct, and plant these shallots. I think there's probably about, is that a pea? Oh, it's all shovelled up, isn't it? We'll plant that and hopefully it will grow into a plant. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get these shallots in the ground as well. There's about 10 here. Some of them are a bit squidgy, but you know, we'll get a row of shallots out there anyway. First time we've done shallots, but we're not planting them in the kitchen, are we? No. Anyway, so that's the plan. We've got some seed potatoes to go in as well, and we're going to do those in pots. So, should we go and do it? No! Why? No! Have you finished? No. That's it, and then put it back. It. Keep going. Fill up the trays. So put it there and then you can fill that. That's it. Top off. Then you can see our trays. Now, should we plant some peas?
Yeah.
Can you say peas? Can you say peas?
B.
Peas. Okay, can you mix that up? Stir it up like a cake. This time we're going to plant some basil.
Yeah.
Because we like that on our pasta, don't we?
Oh.
Alright?
Yeah.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our basil on there and we'll label them up in a minute. Basil done. High five. Good girl. Now these ones are chives.
Yeah.
Do you know chives?
Cheese.
They look a little bit like grass and they taste like onions.
Yeah.
What do we have chives on? We put them in our mashed potato, don't we? Now, what do you think? Should we do lots of these? We like eating chives, so we'll do it. Okay, now be really careful, remember, because we don't want them going in the compost in the tray. You just do a few, just scatter them. Oh, some more of this. Good girl, you remembered. Alright, you mix it out like a cake. Mix it up. Right. Right. You fill those up, that's it. Is there enough there? Just a bit more. You want more? Yes, boss. Keep mixing it. Just a little bit, and then into here. This one. Right, so after a couple of hours in the garden this afternoon and out on the porch, we've managed to get all of our seeds planted for this month, and just got to label them up now. But managed to get one tray of peas ready, just so we can have a row, some earlies ready. These are the broad beans. We planted some outside, which you would have seen, but I just wanted to try some, and planting them up in trays first and then transplanting them, just seeing what the difference was. I've done some spring onions, and I've done those in little bunches, several seeds in each, and that way when I come to plant them out in rows, I'll do bunches. And then we've got flat leaf parsley, some kind of salad mix, cut and pick type thing. They're just in small trays, and I'll probably just bring them on in those, and if they look like they're getting too big, then I'll plant them out or into other pots. Whole tray of chives, whole tray of basil, just because we get through lots of that in the kitchen anyway. And again, if needs be, I can split these up. If we get a good load of chives coming up there, I can split them, put them in pots, keep them in the kitchen windowsill. Some can go outside, and the basil will be keeping inside for this time of year. So I just got to label them up now. So rather than mess around with these guys, the little plastic labels that would go in the end of the rows, they're okay, but they're easy to knock. So I thought, really easy, I'll just label up everything on some masking tape, like that. And I've done that already, just with a normal pen, Sharpie or something. And I'll just cut these up now, stick them on the sides of the trays, and we'll know what's what. So another thing you'll notice is I've mixed the vermiculite in with the soil, which I always like to do with some of these, when they're in seed trays. Just loosens up the soil, helps some moisture retention and other things like that. So I've mixed it probably about 25% vermiculite and the rest compost. And then with these really fine seeds, things like chives, the basil, anything that's really tender and quite lightweight, I tend to put the top dressing of vermiculite on rather than piling loads more compost on top. Things like peas and beans, they'll push up through anything, so just straight on top of the same mix there. But anything really light, especially those herbs and things like that, I've just put the vermiculite on, and we'll see how that does. That should be fine. So if you're like me and you always struggling to find a watering can or a sprayer or a mister, or you simply don't want to have one inside and one in the greenhouse, one outside, or you just want to save some money, a great little tip is just use a milk carton or any bottle really. These are quite handy because they've got the lid on, and all I do is I'm just holding a kind of a fat needle, you can do it with a skewer or anything, is just take the needle and just punch a few holes through the lid. So there you go, you can see probably 10 holes or so. Any more than that, it starts to come out a bit heavy. And that's it. Just give it a So that's it. Seeds started. The veg season has begun. We've got the shallots planted outside. We've got the broad beans that we've done outside. We've also got a tray in here, so we'll see how they compare. Got some herbs started, some lettuce, and so we've got a bit of a head start this year. Hopefully we're going to get some produce by late spring. You know, it's only going to take a month or two to start getting some of the salads and the herbs into the kitchen. So good start, good first video for the series. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We're going to be doing loads of food videos, both out in the garden, in the kitchen, we're going to be out on farms, we'll be looking at local producers and how you can kind of source the very best food right on your doorstep. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.